Luthando Ngeno. KZN Police Commissioner Konazi believes the decision taken to disband the political killings task team is suspicious. Konazi testified at the Matlanga Commission of Inquiry in Pretoria this afternoon and told evidence leaders that he believes someone advised Police Minister Senzo Mchunu to disband the political killings task team. He says the decision followed work the task team was carrying out in Gauteng, assisting organized crime in a murder case on request by Crime Intelligence Boss Dumisani Khumalo. Konazi has concluded his testimony for the day and will resume tomorrow. Arun Singh has more.
KZN Police Commissioner Konazi says he has evidence which may be required to be dealt with in camera that supports his allegations that Police Minister Senzo Mchunu was influenced by associates who are part of a criminal syndicate in taking the decision to disband the political killings task team.
In his own words, I think it will be in the record of Parliament, where the minister said he had an engagement with the president about this decision that he has taken. So that's why he stands by his decision, which then is strange because the National Commission has never received anything to counter that.
Konazi claims he was in KZN with Mchunu just days before the letter was issued for the disbandment of the task team on December 31st, and at no time did the topic of the task team come up, which he finds strange. Arun Singh, Eyewitness News, Pretoria.
While frustrated residents in the west of Joburg have been promised full restoration of water access by tomorrow, the city's water utility says its main systems remain heavily constrained. The areas most affected by the strain include Westbury, Coronationville, Westdean and among others. Jabli Limbata reports.
Joburg Water says reservoirs supplied by its main water system are still either critically low or rising slowly. This comes after the utility closed off supply in other areas to build up the levels. However, residents say the intervention is futile. Westbury resident Bianca Oliver says the water tankers deployed to the area are not enough.
They are still sending I think we saw one water truck now. Joburg Water did have a meeting with the council concerning affected areas.
Morero will appear before Parliament on Friday to explain his plans for the city's water crisis. Jabuli Limbata, Eyewitness News.
And lastly, Zambian farmers who are suing two Chinese firms for $80 billion say the pollution caused by the companies has led to a range of immediate health issues. More than 200 farmers have been affected by a major toxic spill, and they say the toxic substances have affected them negatively and caused severe environmental damage. The applicants say the spill has caused aquatic life to be killed, flooded fields and homes, and has led to the death of livestock, which has adjusted them to abject poverty. A fine Thursday in store for Gauteng. Tomorrow, temperatures will drop to overnight lows of between 4 and 10 degrees and peak at highs of between 27 and 28 degrees. Luthando Ngeno, Eyewitness News.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
#MSW. You may begin to feel anxious or excited.
Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored.
High dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind and execution.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
The show is always up.
Thank you, Mr. Marawa. Good show as always.
Great show as always. Thanks.
Great show as always.
Great show as always, Rob. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the wonderful show, Robert. Thank you so much.
It always gives me pleasure to speak to someone who's got such an insight.
I love the introduction.
Hey, what is show Marawa?
For Bradley Kroll, who else? He's the first to breach the Kaizer Chiefs defense this season.
What a start to the season, Brad. We'll try and relive the goals, the grits, the glory of Brad Kroll.
This person that supports Chiefs and Man United, this combo, these people are just always upset. Because if one weekend Man United's going to win, we have faith that's going to happen still, then Kaizer Chiefs is going to lose, right?
He's done it again. Bradley Kroll has restored Skun United's advantage.
These people is just so unpredictable because they probably still have trauma from the past, right? Or they know they're expecting the pain is going to come.
The man who's made a habit of scoring against Amakosi over the years has done it again.
Tando and Mike Greenaway are here in studio.
And also, Rob, let's be honest about Grant Williams. Probably his best position is coming off the bench.
probable
impact
player, because the New Zealanders themselves highly impressed with this scrum half who's got more gas than many of their wings currently. And therefore, for us, it's a trump card if you have that type of a player. There are certain of those players like a Vilcolo that we need on the bench. They are the finishers.
So go down to Cape Town. We've got Spiwe on the line. Spiwe, good evening. Room dividers are here. Go ahead.
Man, the heavy hitters right there. I'm afraid of what this coaching pack is actually cooking, because they've been able to play different players in different positions, trying new things, and the recipe is working. So I don't know what is happening in that training field, and I think these guys are cooking something that the world is not going to be able to contain.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. What a show, Mr. Marawa. Hey, Mr. Marawa, White Shangani Kosi Nation. Hey, I slept with a heavy heart and I woke up with a heavy heart. But you know, as it goes, I've consoled myself, and I just want to congratulate Kukuni firstly. What a game. We were sleeping there at the back, Mr. Marawa. And then secondly, I'd like to also congratulate the guys there from Soweto, the ones that won the cup that deals with airtime, MTN final. Well done to them too, sir. It's with a heavy heart, White Shangan. But when something is good, it's good, Mr. Marawa. I hope that Chiefs can pull up their socks. Thank you, Mr. Marawa. What a show. White Shangan all the way from Naturina. Tanko.
Oh, White Shangan. What can I say, man? He says what? The team that won the cup that deals with airtime. Jeez, what a way to introduce it. We've got a very busy show tonight. All I can say is listen very carefully, because we are going to bring you the latest of what exactly is happening in Naturina, where White Shangan is, but this time around dealing with Kaizer Chiefs. Because, yes, there are reports that a coach has said goodbye, or the club has said goodbye to the coach. How true is that? I always say, be careful. So this is Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Let's go! The moments you remember. The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets.
Good evening, Tarob. Hey, I ain't in that was Kukune, man. Hey. Yesterday, yo. Ay. They can't even talk anymore, eh? I mean, they were talking about clean sheet. Now, yes, Kukune came and said, hey, Manchester Velocity, shalale. Thank you,
Wednesday nights, soccer nights, your nights.
Oh man, keep them coming through. All of those reactions to all the football that was happening last night. More football again tonight. I can tell you it's going to be match day 2 as far as the UEFA Champions League is concerned. I will give you some top stories. But like I said, listen carefully on the show. We're going to bring you, real proper news. We're not going to be speculating about anything here. We'll tell you exactly what is going on in Naturina. But firstly, we're going to head off to somebody who maybe would have faced similar situations to what maybe a Nabi is currently going through. And that's why we're going to talk a little bit about the man who walked into Orlando Pirates when the lights were pretty dim. So listen to what he did and listen to what Nabi's done. I mean, it was very dark as far as Pirates and trophies were concerned. I mean, he lit a fire that still burns, though, in the hearts of the happy people. I mean, he came from the land of total football, but in Mzansi, he became the architect of total belief. We all know that he was a philosopher, he was a history maker, and when the silverware had vanished, when the finals felt cursed, he rewrote that particular script. He dished out an MTN8, a Nedbank, a league title, a treble that turned doubters into believers. I mean, he even benched superstars, and people were wondering, what on earth is going on? He broke a lot of patterns. I mean, he built serious warriors in his journey. And when the dust kind of settled, I mean, he walked away. Not with noise, but with the legacy that he left behind. So all I'm saying is that we welcome the Dutch master himself, the man who made Pirates dance again. We just catch up with him. Rudy Kroll is on the line, believe it or not. Rud, thanks so much for your time. Good evening.
Good evening, Robert. A long time we not speak together, but it's a pleasure to hear you.
Oh, Rudy, I know that you travel a lot. Good to hear your voice. Which part of the world are you at now?
I'm now in Spain. I just where I live normally, but of course I traveling around the world to see important matches. I still follow the football, but I'm not active like a trainer or coach. No, I work sometimes for the Italian television, for the Dutch television, and next month I go to Albania for 7 days to do something there in football. And some request in Malta I have to go. Is there for the Italian fans over there to speak about my career, about the Naples and all that kind of stories. And of course that is always nice to do because I love football and it is still a big part of my life.
Do you follow much of South African football, Coach?
Yeah, sometimes because we cannot get always the matches, but sometimes when they play in the Africa.
All right, that particular line, which was behaving so nicely a few seconds ago, we'll try just rework its magic. As he says, he does travel around the world. That's Coach Rudy Kroll. Just trying to get his vision, though, of what inspired him when he first walked into a job that big at Orlando Pirates and to turn things around and to leave people as excited as they were. I mean, how long does it take for philosophies to kick in? How long does it take for players to understand what it is that you want and desire from them? And as I said, the irony is almost pretty much what is currently happening in that arena. So let me just double check. Coach, you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Oh, sorry, we lost you there for a couple of seconds.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but of course I'm still there.
It's technology. Don't worry, Coach. We can hear you loud and clear here in South Africa. So you were saying that you don't get all the games all the time, but you still have an interest in finding out, who's the dominant team in South Africa.
Yeah, of course. That is Sundowns the last few years in the South African League, of course, and of course in Africa you have a lot of teams who are on the top. Ali, the club at Casablanca. The club at Tunis, you see a lot of changements sometimes, but of course it is not so easy for us to follow the African football in the continent in Europe.
Now, the interesting part, I don't know, when you came into South Africa and you were tasked with coaching Orlando Pirates, here's a team with the big name, with the big history, formed back in 1937, but they had not been winning much. They were not winning trophies, and you turned things around. What was your main vision when you took over at Orlando Pirates?
Well, the first thing, of course, I looked to the quality. And of course, there was not in every day or in every place there was not enough quality. There was a good player, but nobody behind. So you have no concurrence. And I try to build a team what have in every position a concurrent player, because concurrence make the player bigger and always sharper. And that I was doing, and I look for players outside, young players, of course, that you have a player where you can build on for a couple of years, and that has happened. Of course we could win maybe earlier trophies, but of course that was in the year of the world champions. We had not always all the players available because they were traveling with the national team, and that is of course a good thing for them. And of course, that is of course in the last year we found our rhythm to play like I like to play. And of course, I changed a lot of players, big players. I take some young players in that who had no name, but they get name in the Orlando Pirates.
That's an important point that you're making here, Coach, because one tried to calculate when you arrived in 2008. I mean, Pirates were in the middle of their longest ever drought. We calculated 2,695 days without a trophy. I mean, what is the first change that you felt you needed to make?
Well, first of all, it was a big challenge for me to change that, and that if I have my mind and if I have my philosophy in the club, if they support me, I can come far away. I
All right. While that interruption happens, I'm sure coach is not aware that he's kind of, gone off air. As I say that, this technology that does link us to magic internationally sometimes will let you down from time to time. But in any second, we'll be able to change that. So worry not. We are in
difficult.
Yeah, so there he
It
is.
was,
Sorry,
it
Coach.
was also
Just
it
going
was
to ask
also-
you to go back a little bit because we did lose you again for a couple of seconds. So you said you had to change a lot. Go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of change. I put my philosophy by the players, how I want to play, and how we can do that. And that is only we can do that only by working hard. Working hard that pay you off. Only you don't know when that pays off. Is it 1 month, 2 months, 3 months? Is it 6 months? Or is it 1 year? But if the club and the team believes in my philosophy, I had everywhere success.
I mean, it's success that doesn't come easily. At what stage, though, Coach, did you believe that the guys, the players, were buying into your philosophy, were buying into what you brought at Orlando Pirates? Was there a stage where maybe you felt frustrated?
No, frustrated, yes, because I heard rumors when I play in, I think it was in against a cup game against the Chiefs, what we lose 3-0 or 3-1. And after I heard that they contact the coach from Brazil who followed me up after, that was the reason that I was not continue with Pirates because they had already signed a new coach in that time. But of course, I believe in myself. I believed in the players. I told the players. We had some discussions and we had some problems in the group, and I resolved the problems. And of course, and from that point of on, we were going up and up and up, and the players believe more and more and more.
I mean, it would have been easy for you or maybe any other coach, Rudy, to maybe lose or have doubt or lose confidence in themselves. Because when I go back to the 2008, 2009 Telkom knockout final, I mean, you didn't reach a final in 2009, 2010, but the belief still carried on. Was it because you could see that things were turning around within the camp itself?
Yeah, for sure. I saw still the quality of the players, and of course you need a little bit luck also with injuries and not injuries, and that we had a few, and that we were not always on our strength team what I had in mind. But the players were working hard and they believe in it, and they feeling it could be happened also, and that is the most important thing, that they feel and that they put the quality and that they were together on the field and working together, and that happened, and that was the reason that we had success on the last year.
Chatting to Coach Rudy Kroll, we're going to be taking a break. When we come back from the break, we'll just wrap up our conversation with him as we catch up with the man known for his total football, well-loved not only by Orlando Pirates fans, but also just fans of football across the country itself. A football legend himself, and somebody that we just have the greatest of pleasure catching up with right now. So any questions or comments while we do have the time, kindly send us a WhatsApp voice note. So otherwise, you would love to hear from you, I'm sure. 011-888-947.
Hashtag MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. Hashtag MSW.
Remember when everyone thought NFTs were the future of modern art? When non-fungible was a buzzword used in boardrooms to justify buying pixels, and the metaverse was just months away, and that we'll all be living in our virtual mansions, admiring our digital paintings, only to realize they were just expensive JPEGs. When you can't trust a trend, trust a 30-year track record of outperforming benchmarks.
Coronation. Trust is earned. Coronation is an authorized FSP.
There's something magical about booking your next getaway.
Whether you're flying for business or leisure, Airlink is ready to take you there in premium comfort. With over 45 destinations in 15 African countries, Airlink connects you throughout Southern Africa and beyond. No middle seats, just wider window or aisle seating. And yes, free luggage, snacks and beverages are still our thing. Plus, our Skybucks frequent flyer program rewards you every time you fly. Book on flyairlink.com or your travel agent. Fly Airlink, the freedom of the African sky.
Hobby is a great new way to buy or sell your car. Hobby will make your day, ain't no other way. Come to us, so we'll come to you. Our team's colors are yellow and black. Quick, efficient, fair, that's where we at. Whatever you want, whatever you need, we've got the car for you. Hobby, soon we'll be number one.
Buy or sell your car today. Visit cubbycars.co.za. The briefcases, the offers, the suspense. Don't miss a single moment on Deal or No Deal. Weeknights at 6:30 only on SABC2. It's real people, real money. One bold move could change everything. Fortune favors the bold. Will you deal? Brought to you by Lotto Star.
Lotto Star is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18s. National Responsible Gambling Program. 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Looking for the perfect place to book your next local holiday? Lekker has you covered with over 30,000 stays across South Africa. From luxury hotels, resorts and lodges to cozy self-catering homes, B&Bs and guest houses, Lekker has something for every taste and budget. Whether it's a quick getaway or an extended holiday, visit Lekker today and easily book your dream getaway on South Africa's leading accommodation app.
One festival, endless flavor, and 2 unforgettable days of timeless music. The DSTV Delicious International Food and Music Festival, powered by Lotto Star, returns on 20 and 21 September at Kyalami Grand Prix Circuit. On Saturday, the stage erupts with Don Toliver, Questa, and Nkabi Zezwe. Then on Sunday, experience the legendary Lauryn Hill, Wyclef Jean, Lyra, and more. The DSTV Delicious Festival, powered by Lotto Star. Tickets at Ticketmaster.
Dividing public opinion. The Room Dividers.
At the moment, they're smashing it, the Springboks.
Tando Mananas, yeah, in the sharp mind of Mike Greenaway. I mean, this is not just rugby talk. This is rugby unfiltered, uncompromising, and unforgettable. Mike, I believe you've got an injury. You've got an injury update for us here next to you.
An injury update, yeah.
Mike, my mouth is not in. My mouth is not injured. My mouth is not injured. I don't want you to enter into a space that you mustn't enter in. My mouth is 100%. Sia in playing, but also in managing the ref. He did a 2-in-1. How much we missed him to lead us in last weekend's game.
Would you say the return of leadership announced itself on Saturday?
Rob, I'll say 2 things. One, we needed this type of a change, this type of a mongrel effect, but it had to be led by someone, and Sia did exactly that.
#MSW. #MSW. Wednesday nights, soccer nights, your nights.
Hi, Marawa. Hi, Rudy. You know, Rudolph, as a Buccaneer, to date, you are the best coach in my lifetime to have ever done it at Orlando Pirates. The type of football that we were playing, it was a very, very good, stable football, a football that players had confidence. I remember the other game that we were playing against Chiefs, it was a derby, and then on your pre-match, you said, no, as long as the players are not overconfident of what they're doing. But we went on to concede first, but we won that game. So there was a coach from the Spaniard recently, Jose Rivero. He came close to what you, it was not close, but he came close to what you did. But he brought us joy. You brought us joy. You brought us joys. We were the happiest people in the country. Thank you, Rudolph.
Hey, Rudy Kroll, people still love you in South Africa. Hey?
I heard that. They are not forgetting me. And of course, I'm not forget the Pirates. I always looking at the results and how they are doing. And of course, I not see so much games, but that is of course pity. But I still hope they're doing well. And that is the main important thing. And of course, when we win trophies, and that is of course trophy is only a small thing. There is only one team that can win the trophy in that year, and of course, I had pleasure to that Pirates play the football what I had in mind, and that is of course that was for me the most important thing, that the people enjoy it, and of course if they enjoy it more when you win silverware, but of course they like the style of playing what I put in Pirates, and that is the most important thing for me.
I mean, that's an important thing you're talking about, saying that as long as they were able to play good football. Now, you know that the players naturally, they've got the flair, but you kind of brought a certain structure. You brought a tactical discipline. I mean, trying to balance total football and Mzansi football, was that a difficult thing?
Yeah, of course, because I put sometimes players on different positions, and that is, for example, I cannot now his name. Opa, he was a midfield player, and I put him one time right back to get him learn some defensive works what he need on the midfield, what he was a little bit short. And that goes on, and that goes on. And so did that with other players. I put Lucky sometimes left back in the central defender to learn everything. Roy right back, Happy. I change sometimes positions for the players to learn what happened in other positions, and that is very important.
Sure. I mean, you obviously still remember a lot of the guys, their names, and they come to studio here sometimes and we interview them. And one of the first things they always say is how much respect every one of them had for you. I mean, Rudy, there was a stage where fans were traveling from Durban, KZN, yes. They were traveling from Cape Town, wearing the pink shirt that you made so famous and so popular. Do you look back at those moments and say, you know, you made an impact with people that they started adapting your dress code or your dress style or the very famous shirt that you wore?
I still have it.
Are you wearing it now?
No, not now, but I still have it. I have not thrown it away because it is, for me, it is a very good reminder for me. If I see that shirt, that I remind the years in South Africa with all the lovely people and with pirates, and that is of course something what remained in my mind. And of course. There were not always happy moments, but I could handle it. I'm always a strong mental guy. I was that always when a player and when a trainer. If I think I'm right, I have right, and then I defend myself for that situation. And that is, of course, with the players the same. There was nobody more than another one. Everybody was for me the same. No, nobody up and nobody down.
Good evening, Rob and the MSW shareholders. Rob, my question to Rudy Kroll is, what was the reason behind that peach shirt that he's always wearing? And whenever he's wearing that peach shirt, Rob, he will never lose a game. What was the reason behind it? Was it a lucky charm or what, Rob? Tebet all the way from Amalia in the Northwest. Thank you, Rob.
Hi, Rob. This is Tommy Adi from Edenville. Greetings to you and greetings to Coach Rudy Kroll. Rob, I just want to find out, is he still keeping his orange shirt? Yo, Rob, memories, man. It's like yesterday when he was coaching Pirates, man. He left a mark at Orlando Pirates. If given a chance, does he wish to come back? That's my question to you. Thanks, Rob.
All right, more about the shirt there, Coach.
No, Robert, because orange is, of course, was one of my favorite colors. And you know, orange is our national team color from Holland. So I put that on, and I feel me very good, and it brought us results. And normally I put it on 1 or 2 times in the week. But from that moment when it bring us luck, I not put it on anymore. I put it only on the match day. When we have to play on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, I put it on, and that I was believing in that God gave me so much power that we go to win something.
Oh man, I mean that power left so many people heartbroken, Coach, because you left Orlando Pirates at the peak. That decision, was it Rudy Kroll wanting to leave? Were you pushed out of the job? Are you able to break it down?
No. That was not. It was a conversation. They always told me they go to talk. What I said to you before. They signed in the last year to January. We lose in December a match against the Chiefs, and after they signed Leao from Brasilia. And I know that, but they don't know that I know it, and that gives them problems. But of course, I was winning, and then they were talking, and then they say the president next week want to talk, the president next week want to talk, and then nobody was coming, and then I say, okay, if nobody is coming, I'm leaving. I there are other clubs than Pirates in the world.
Sure. So you felt obviously uncomfortable knowing that there's somebody who might come in and take over your job.
No. I keep focused. Where I was hiring for. I was paid for. I do my work. I speak with the players. I say we have a chance to win everything. But you must believe what I say, and you must do what I say. Then we are winning.
Sure. Do you feel, though, when you look back, and Rudy Kroll takes a little bit of a moment to say, was that departure at Orlando Pirates too soon? Was it the right time for you to leave after that peak that you achieved?
Now, of course, that was I would stay there, of course, because I had other things in mind. After we win all the trophies in South Africa, or we not win one. That was the MTN, the Telecom Cup. We don't win, and that we were losing against the Chiefs. Of course, I had other things in mind because we were champion, and then I was thinking we can go and we can win trophies in Africa, and that was my big idea to do that with Pirates to win. You say that now Champions League. I don't know if that was Champions League in that time for in Africa the same name, but that I want to win, and I had that chance to win that with. Sorry.
No
with
problem.
a Tunisian team, I win that with the Tunisian team because that was my big aim to win also an important cup in Africa, and that I did.
In fact, Coach, somebody is talking about exactly that. It is the Champions League, and it is the star that you had wanted. So let's get a feel from the voice notes.
Evening, Mr. Marawa. Thanks to being the treble coach, the coach who brought Orlando Pirates the most consistent team ever. Wow, Rudy Kroll, your days will be missed. You know, I still believe had Orlando Pirates kept you for that second season, we would have won a second star. When I consider the following year you went to Faxen and you won the CAF Confederations Cup, which means with the team that you had already built at Orlando Pirates, you could have won a Champions League. And by the way, Coach, there is a boy who now, Tsepa Moremi, I saw him wearing the shirt of Orlando Pirates, which means by that time he was watching the treble team because if he was wearing that shirt. So, Coach, now, do you see how inspiring your team was? We really miss you, Coach. You did a good job at Orlando Pirates. Your legacy will forever be there, Mr. Pink Shirt. You brought joy. I'll never forget invading the stadium because of you.
Hello, Robert Marawa and Rudy Kroll. I just got into the car and I could hear by the conversation that you're talking to the one and only Kroll. I'm 30 years old. Well, I turned 30 on Friday, and from all my life, we just won the MTN 8, Mara. All my life as a Pirate supporter, Rudy Kroll gave us, the most amazing of times. And I'd just like to say thank you to him. From all of our managers that left, I feel like he's the one who should have stayed the longest.
Saying that, you should have stayed the longest there, Coach. But
very much
wow,
for your compliment. The love is still there for me, for Pirates, that is for sure. Because I had a fantastic time and they gave me time to build. Even they were sometimes not agree with my philosophy. But of course, because I had also some players who left and some players who come. And that is, of course, not so easy. But we get what we want, and that was of course most important thing. The only thing what I was disappointing that I could not continue after we win the triple to work in Africa. In the Africa side, that was my after that was my first aim to win with Pirates because they had not win for a long time when I was coming in 2008, and that was my challenge. And my second challenge was to win something, an African trophy with Orlando Pirates.
Do you believe you would have won the Champions League with them?
We had the team for that. We could. We had a good defense, we had a good midfield, and we had a good attack. And that in that combination, and in the football what we had and what we had, creating compact defending, and then over the wings and wing backs is coming up and attacking, and that of course that was the modern football what I had in mind, and of course we could build that further up because of course we were not perfect, but if you have time, you can build the perfect things, or you can
Hello,
try
Robert
to.
Marawa and Rudy Kroll. I just got into the car and I could hear by the conversation
Hey,
that
good
you talk-
evening, Mr. Rob, and the greatest coach of Orlando Pirates of all time, Mr. Rudy Kroll. Hey, there's something I remember about Rudy Kroll. I was the best. I'm happy that I'm hearing his voice again. What was the secret of his orange or pink shirt he was always wearing? Because once he was not wearing that shirt, Pirates was losing. But once he was on this shirt, that shirt, icon. Pirates are always winning. Mr. Rudy Kroll, what was the circuit from wearing that pink shirt you were wearing when assessing Orlando Pirate games? Please.
All right, we're getting to the final moments, so we've addressed the pink shirt situation. Coach, just very quickly, the most talented player that you coached in South Africa would be who?
Now I had a few good players, of course. I think Jali was a very good, talented player, young player. I had a good goalkeeper, Joseph Monip. I had a very good captain, both captains. Lucky, and now I'm not. I cannot remember the other one from. He was from different country, but of course I had some good players. Taiko was of course a very good player. I had a lot of good players, but sometimes players are also have their ego, and that you must to remain with your both feet on the ground. You cannot go with the head in the sky, because that is the most dangerous thing what you can have, and what you can have in a team, that some players go with the head in the sky, and that is impossible. If you want to have a team successful, you must work all together, from number 1 till number 25. The number 25 can more important be than number 1, because if he come in and he scored in the last minute the winning goal, then he is cold. You understand? That was my philosophy, that every player have to hard and work together, and that makes a team very strong.
Coach, the one song that South Africans remember you by.
Keeps us all dancing, dancing, dancing. Whoa, happy people. Yeah, keeps us all stepping, stepping, stepping. And happy people. Yeah, keeps the music moving. Tell me.
Oh, Coach, you made
Yes,
people very
I'm still
happy.
there.
You made people very happy, hey? That was the song
I'll
that
be
they
happy.
remember by you.
I'm happy to hear that, and of course that was a fantastic happy song.
Oh, man. Coach, when are we seeing you in the country again? It would be nice to have you come through and watch a Soweto derby.
Maybe one time. You never know in life. That is sometimes always unpredictable life, but of course you never know.
Yeah, I can hear even the dogs are agreeing in the background. When they heard invitation, they're getting excited as well.
Yeah, of course. They heard that. They heard Robert Marawi on the radio, so they get excited.
Oh, Coach, we're going to make sure we're going to do a bit of crowdfunding. We're going to buy you a ticket, bring you down to South Africa. Let's watch this game. Let's catch up. Let's learn about football. I think, I always respected you. I respected the football, the person, the individual that you were. And we just wanted to say good luck with life's journey and whatever lies ahead for you. But just know and remember that South Africans bow down and they respect you from here to kingdom come.
Thank you very much, Robert. And I wish all the supporters of Orlando Pirates, I hope that they have success this year.
Thank you so much. Indeed, they've already won the MTN 8 over the weekend, so maybe there is success that lies ahead. Yeah.
That is possible.
Yep. Coach Rudy Kroll, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, Robert.
Thank you so much, man. Wow. He sounds very happy, very excited, and of course, the fans happier than most. As I said, we're going to dissect exactly what is going on in that arena. The editor of Far Post is here. He's going to be chatting to us. He's just spoken to the coach, Nazreddin Nabi. All I can say is that there's no better source than Mthokozisi right now. He's always said about how good a relationship he's had. Even before Coach Nabi got here, he's the one who told us he's coming here. So if he is leaving, Mthokozisi will be the first one to know that he's leaving.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. #MSW.
You give your business everything. So why not give it better business banking? Give it Lula, South Africa's first business-only banking suite. We won't keep you on hold forever and a working day. And it won't take 5 transfers to get you answers. When you choose unlimited business banking, our dedicated relationship bankers are always ready to help. Visit lula.co.za and experience business class banking and funding today. Powered by Access Bank. T's and C's apply.
Spar brings you super savings. Get 1 kg D-Lite 37% fat spread tub, $34.99. Save R8 with Spar Rewards. Or 1 kg Spar French, chili, garlic or chicken polony for $34.99 with Spar Rewards. Plus, you could win your share of 6 million rand in instant cash. Price is valid until 22 September 2025. While stocks last. T's and C's apply.
When you're married with kids and still driving a sports car?
It's wheelie time for an SUV.
When you're the only guy with a bucky and your weekends are packed with moving friend stuff?
It's wheelie time for a hatchback. Sorry, gents.
When it's wheelie time to buy a car, visit wheelie.co.za or pop into Wheelie Centurion. We offer great service, amazing deals, and a wide range of cars you'll love.
Did you know that every time you swipe your benefit card, you're contributing towards the Dis-Chem Foundation? Each time you swipe, not only are you rewarded, but a percentage of your purchase is donated to the Dis-Chem Foundation to support communities in need. All the more reason to sign up for your Dis-Chem or Dis-Chem Baby City benefit card today. Support with every swipe. The Dis-Chem Foundation, caring for the community.
Between school runs, meetings, and errands, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Allergies? Not today. Texa Allergy helps you stay alert and clear-headed. No drowsiness, just pure relief. Be your best with Texa Allergy, the #1 non-drowsy antihistamine in South Africa. Whether you're a mom or a busy professional, Texa keeps you on your game all day long. Don't wait. Head to your nearest pharmacy today. Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
This is the morning home rush hour, also known as the Great Domestic Sprint. Hey babe, that's baby proof. There's a pep for that. Mom's blouse, got some porridge. Now it's looking like mtogo kotor. And that. But a little brother mummifying himself in meters of tin foil. We won't take the rap. But for everything else, there's a pep for that. And that.
Dividing public opinion. The Room Dividers.
At the moment, they're smashing it, the Springboks.
Tando Mananas, yeah, in the sharp mind of Mike Greenaway. I mean, you talk about Damien. You look at a guy who made 17 meters from 3 carries. You know, he beat 4 defenders, completed 6 passes at 86% accuracy.
You know, we talk about holding our nerve. So Rassie was under pressure. Look, they went into that game. They'd won 1 of their first couple of games. They'd lost 2. If they'd lost another one, we're talking about a Springbok team 1 from 4. Where are the Springboks going now? Everyone is talking about, are they drifting away from their DNA? And that is that Rassie Erasmus trusts his players. He made those changes, and wow, they all delivered. I mean, world records. New Zealand have never conceded more than 40 points in their lives in their country. Really, I think we should, Rassie, take a bow.
They have completely embarrassed the All Blacks.
#MSW. #MSW.
Good evening, Mr. Rob. It's fulfilling here, and good evening to the MSW shoulders. Oh, what a night of football last night. Bedway Premiership, Skun United inflicting pain on the mighty Amakosi. It was a great game. Bradley Grobler again showing the level of, can I say, hatred to Kaizer Chiefs by scoring a goal against them again. And whilst they're unbeaten, Chiefs, well, they suffer their first defeat. So hard luck to them, if I can say. And speaking of Kaizer Chiefs, they let go of Nabi. Or what? Are they parting ways? Or is he sacked? Or did he hand in his resignation? And I don't know who was the problem. Was it the players? Was it the manager? Was it the coach? Because, I mean, well, if you think about it, the performances before Nabi came back into the team were exceptional. Was Nabi really the problem? Question mark. Champions League came back in a monstrous manner. Real Madrid getting the 3 points, even though that penalty, quite questionable as a Real Madrid fan myself. But you know what? We'll take the 3 points. It's okay. I'll start the big game in Turin. 8 goals in the second half, 4-4 between Juventus and Borussia Dortmund. Very happy that the Champions League is back. Very happy that the football madness, as we know it, comes back in a monstrous manner. Great shows, Mr. Rob. Thanks.
All right, he's broken it down. One thing that I want to say, guys, is that we're going to cut through the noise, the rumors, the shockwaves, rumbling of Naturina. I suppose it's a day when headlines have danced with speculation, and also Amakosi faithful have been left pretty stunned. One name dominates the conversation, which is Nabi. I mean, the Tunisian tactician, once hailed as the architect of Kaizer Chiefs' revival. I mean, he now finds himself at the center of a potential split. I don't know what it is. I mean, reports suggest the unthinkable. I'm not going to repeat what's been said. I'm going to find out what has been said by the coach to the man who's sitting right in front of me, Far Post editor, Mtoko Zisitube. Mtoko, good to see you. Welcome.
Always a joy to see you, man. And good evening to the listeners.
Oh, the shareholders have been holding their breath, man, since 6 o'clock to say, what is going on. We don't entertain rumors.
Yeah.
Because we've been seeing on television and all sorts of things mentioned as a fact, saying that they have parted ways, meaning that right now they've parted ways. Can you confirm that?
Look, I think it's heading there, but not yet. There is conversations to that effect, but not yet confirmed. As yet, but it's heading there.
You've spoken to the coach as early as a few minutes ago.
Yeah. Even my story says that they're on the brink of separation, obviously because you get a sense that there is, in terms of the relationship, between, club's management and the coach, it's a fractured relationship. There's no coming back from it.
But based on what, though?
I think it's purely a working relationship. I think if you go back to when the coach took over, there was if you follow his press conferences where you would constantly be speaking about quality, I think that would show you that he wasn't happy with what had been done in terms of from a recruitment point of view, the squad based on their conversations when he took the job. And then obviously came Nedbank Cup, which he then won, and that I think we've had this conversation that it bought him a bit of time. Now, what has happened in this transfer window is what he would have expected in the previous window, which obviously didn't happen. But now it happens at a time when the relationship is a bit fractured. I mean, last week I was reading a story where the marketing director, Jessica, said that we were signing players, whichever coach we have. I mean, that that kind of tells you that, okay, there is a bit of, And funny enough, this morning I was speaking to someone and they were saying Durban City will give Kaizer Chiefs problems. They mentioned the coach. So I said, I don't think he would get to that game, obviously because of the, I didn't think it would happen as early as this, but you could just sense the instability.
So according to him, what is now left? Is it a case of the financial side of the contract? Because obviously it's not the end of his contract, what he gets out of it.
Yeah, look, he obviously has a year remaining on his contract, and the conversation now is to, finalize the cutting ties. So that's the conversation that's happening, and I'm sure once these signatures put, the club will announce that they've officially parted ways with him.
Yeah, because as of now, at 1852, that has not happened. He has not left. I mean, he has not been... There's no official word because, as you say, it's heading there, but it's not there.
Yeah, it's heading there. I can say 99.99% that it's going to happen. I think the chances of it not happening are super slim,
So does he take then his entire technical team? Because, the sad part of this is that in his time away to take care of business back home, Chiefs went through a wonderful winning period. Does that then affect that relationship? Because he brought the bulk of the technical team, then does he leave with them?
No, he doesn't live with them. There's no... So the conversation is him living alone, not anyone else.
And part of the speculation that seems to do the rounds has to do with his own qualifications. So I have to clear that because as a seasoned multi-award winning journalist and an editor of our post, I would have expected you to be saying, Nabi, what's going on? Are you not qualified?
That's the most ridiculous thing I've heard today, And I'm like thinking, this man, just 3 years ago, he was sitting in a CAF Confederation Cup final for young Africans. I mean, I was actually speaking to Senzo Mbata. I saw you had him not too long ago. And I was just laughing. I'm like, hey, you worked with this man. And I find this so funny that someone would even think that he doesn't have the qualifications. I mean, he does. He holds the UEFA Pro license, which is, the highest qualification. I know that for a fact. I mean, I've spoken to people that were with him in class. Adel Ambrushe, good friend of this show, he constantly makes references. In my class, I had Nasreddin Nabi and Karkashe, who was coaching Township Rollers, and Luke Emael, So they were in the same class. So surely that's definitely not a discussion that anyone should be having. He's got the qualification. And Kaizer Chiefs is a big team, man. There's no way that they would go and fetch a coach and have a coach for over a year who doesn't have the qualifications.
Especially if you're working hard to getting into Africa and CAF competitions as well. You'd surely want to do that with somebody who has the right qualifications. Otherwise, why bother in the first place?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I think the qualifications thing is, it's just not true.
Sure. So where does this lead us to? That we wake up tomorrow, maybe around about midday, when everything has been signed off, and then Chiefs will have to then release a statement to make it official that he is leaving. Yeah. Has he given any indication as to where to from here?
Look, I mean, a few weeks ago he went to see his wife. So I don't think he would be in a rush to immediately jump into a job. At the moment, probably go back home. Be with family and figure out where to go. From here. But look, he's a good coach. That's for sure. And he definitely will get offers.
I mean, it's strange. It's one of those for me. In fact, there's a voice note. Let me listen to this.
Good afternoon to you, Rob. Good afternoon to your listeners. Robert, Imzila Ilaideben. Robert, let me react on yesterday's game, Kaizer Chiefs against Kukuna United. Both teams, they play very well. Just that Eric Sinclair got a game plan for Kaizer Chiefs, and that's why he win the game. And also, Robert, I want to react. I heard the news that circulating around that Nabi might be sacked as the head coach of Kaizer Chiefs. Robert, people, they tend to forget. Even you remember well, all these games that Nabi was absent. The guy that was the guy that is a translator of Nabi usually have an earpiece. He was communicating. I don't know if he was communicating with the management or he was communicating with Nabi. And those games, they win all those games. Maybe it was Nabi was giving the instruction. They said, substitute this player, give this player opportunity, take this player out. You understand? And people, the people, they must not know that. Maybe they never recognize that. And for now, for just one game, they want Nabi to be sacked. Why they don't give an opportunity to Nabi and then he must prove himself? Because it might happen. Those games that Kaizer Chiefs play, like especially game against Stellenbosch, when Stellenbosch got a red card. If Stellenbosch never get a red card for that game, I'm sure 100% Stellenbosch would have win that game. Understand? Kaizer Chiefs supporters sometimes they have to relax and give the coach a chance. Thanks very much, Rob. Nice show.
Thanks, Bob. It's not so much the fans, I would say, in this case. I mean, it's a fractured relationship, like you said, between the management as well as the coach. He believes that here he is today on the 17th of September 2025, that he still does not have the quality that he thinks Kaizer Chiefs players should have. Would that be summarizing it well?
So, Kaizer Chiefs have done some good business in this transfer window. I think they've addressed a lot of challenges that they had, last season, and you get the sense that what has happened now is what he was looking for last season, which obviously would mean when you've been given that kind of quality, you have to do well, and this season, even listening to his press conferences, I think you could sense a bit of optimism. Just despite losing yesterday, I think you could hear also the optimism to say, yes, this is an accident, this has happened, but we need to go back to the drawing board and pick ourselves up, and we're going to have a positive season, a better season than last season. So I think the business have done this season, is good.
So then why would he not want to continue? If the business now is good, it didn't happen last season, but he's got a trophy under his belt, then why want to leave?
What do you mean want to leave?
No, he's leaving. That's what we know is going to happen tomorrow.
Look, I think it's a relationship between two parties, obviously management. And I make reference to that statement to say whichever coach we get, and I think you also want to stay where you feel you wanted. I don't think he feels that sense that I've got support from every quarter within the club.
So is this man possibly going to be taking over?
This man, before he left South Africa, made it clear that he will never coach any other team other than Orlando Pirates. Says once a Buccaneer, always a Buccaneer. That's what he said.
But that's what he said, and we know what somebody says turns around when you've been fired at Al Ahly. Then what you're going to do? You come back home. I mean, we've seen coaches transcend from between the two clubs. Vladimir Vermesovic is one name that comes to mind. So these things have happened before.
Yeah, look, they do happen. But look, and I think at this point, I think it's a bit, it would be a bit premature for me to even speculate on that. I mean, we don't even get into that space. But you also get the sense that the assistant coaches that held fort when the coach was away would be let, continue from where he would have left off now, and until a point where the club feels they need to make a change.
But this is at the start of a season. You can't say the guys will be holding on until the end of the season. This is the start of a season.
Yeah, it's still very early in the season. But
give me one word that summarizes his stay at Kaizer Chiefs. How does Nabi walk away with so many expectations and then now, boom, gone?
Difficult. It's been a difficult tenure for him, yeah.
Thokoza Sidube catches excellent writings, far post editor. He's been posting, he's been on the phone. That is why we trust him here on the show. Mtoko, thank you so much, Bab. Appreciate you.
Always a joy.
Thank you very, very much indeed. Catch us again tomorrow. Right here on #MSW. Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
The thrill, the drama, the action. Let the game begin. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets.